Fresh FM.
I'm with Ange Peters of Rebirth Wellness Center. She's the personal trainer here. So we're going to be doing some exercises today. But first, before we actually get to some, why don't we touch on like the myths of not exercising while pregnant versus what we do today?
Yeah. Well, the approach to fitness during pregnancy has always been very conservative, right? So this kind of stems back to really doctors not wanting to be liable in case a pregnant woman was to push herself too far during pregnancy. So they've kind of just taken an approach of don't do anything. And over the years, that has been really frowned on because we are now, on the flip side, we have skyrocketing obesity rates. Women during pregnancy are gaining far too much weight. The babies, in turn, are more inclined to be obese throughout their life. And pregnant women are also more inclined to be bedridden and suffer from gestational diabetes and have a hard time losing the weight after. So there's all these issues that have come about now because women haven't been exercising during pregnancy. So where we're kind of at now, the recommendations are 30 minutes a day of any kind of exercise. So swimming's a great cardio alternative. Weight training, I'm going to take you through about 5 great weight training exercises today, but really anything, just get moving. So you've taken advantage of some of the classes here at Rebirth, such as the prenatal yoga, Pilates, Aquafit, all those things are so great. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at now.
That's great. So we're going to start these exercises now and something that we can do at home or whether we're experienced or not.
You bet. Yeah, so we're just going to make, real low maintenance, but if you have a ball at home or a couple of dumbbells, if you don't, you can even just use soup cans or water bottles, anything to add a little bit of resistance. So you don't need much and you can benefit a lot from these exercises.
Great. Okay, let's go.
What I'm going to take you through is basically just using a ball, which I would highly recommend anybody pregnant does have because not only can you do a lot with it, but it's great as you get later on in your pregnancy. It's great for, you can sit on them and still challenge your core a little bit if you work an office job. You can do a lot with them, and labor comes in handy during labor. So what I'm going to have you do is just warm up your lower body. You're simply going to position the ball just on your lower back. We're going to do some squats. So squatting is very important during pregnancy. Some women actually deliver in the squatting position, so it's really important to have good, strong legs. The key thing, anytime you're doing anything that's putting pressure on the joints, is that you take it easy because throughout your pregnancy, your joints will loosen up a little bit because of different hormones. So being conscious of that, what you're going to do is basically come down into a squat position as if you're sitting in a chair and then driving up through your heels. And the ball simply helps you just to have your balance. And we're really doing this just as a warm-up right now, so you can pump out a couple more. Excellent. And then we'll get rid of the ball. Just going to give you some 5-pound weights. If you're working out at home, you could use soup cans or bottles of water, just something to add a little bit more resistance. So now I'm going to take you into what's called a plie squat or a sumo squat, as sometimes called. So you're coming out, your feet are a little wide on your hips, toes are pointing out. This is a great squat because it helps remove some of the pressure on your lower back. Okay, so you're basically coming back into that squat position with your weights driving up through your heels and lowering. Perfect. Do you notice how that feels a little bit different than a regular squat? Excellent. Keeping those same weights in hand, we're going to come into a back row. So any kind of rowing is going to work your biceps, your shoulders, and your back, so it's a real functional movement. So you're going to take your feet just at shoulder width, take a slight bend, and then you're simply rowing dumbbells into your side, keeping your arms tight. Line up, always squeezing when you get to the top portion of the contraction. Contractions is where you're going to come to live. Excellent. Next, I'm going to have you do a chest press on the ball. So the one recommendation during pregnancy is to not do anything directly on your back. And that's basically because that can block off the blood flow, might shunt it to the growing baby. So we don't want to ever do anything lying on our back while pregnant, but using a ball is another great way. So you're going to just balance yourself perfectly. You've done these before. Okay, so key with the chest press. You're going to push right up to the sky. Give a gentle squeeze at the top, and then slowly lower, not coming any lower than shoulders. Perfect. Squeezing at the top. So chest press is going to work obviously your chest, your shoulder joint, so you could work it there, and then the triceps are supporting that motion as well. So we're working the opposite muscles of the ones we just did during the row. Come on up. Okay. Taking through 2 more things. So properly. So your hands are always right underneath your shoulder joint. And you're just coming up, so you're forming a straight plane from your head down to your toes. You don't want to dip too low, obviously, with your belly, but that also puts a lot of strain on your lower back. Planks are really important during pregnancy because you don't want to be doing crunches. That can actually tear a bit of the abdominal wall, especially as you're growing. But it's really important to have a strong core throughout pregnancy. So any kind of plank is great. This plank that you're demonstrating here, just dip a little bit lower. Just to demonstrate different variations, take a strong left arm and come into a side plank. So you're going to balance your left leg on the floor, come up in the side plank. So that's now working more of your obliques. That's great, so you monitor that. The last exercise I'm going to show you are called Kegels on a ball. So this is something that you can do as your rest period in between the different exercises. And Kegels, as we probably heard before, are really important for helping during labor. And all it simply is, you're sitting on your ball, sitting in a chair or whatever, and you're squeezing, and it's that motion of holding back as if you had to go to the bathroom, okay? So you're squeezing and letting go. And that's really important to do throughout the day, especially when you're pregnant. So you can do that in between your sets. That's another great thing. I think the last exercise I'll take you through, though, is probably the most important. So I want you to repeat after me. Okay? Little game. I am strong.
I am strong.
I am a vessel of health for my growing baby.
I am a vessel of health for my growing baby.
And I will not feel guilty about taking this time to work out because everybody benefits from me taking this time.
And I will not feel guilty about taking this time to work out because everyone benefits from this time.
That was a long one. That's good though. And I think it's so important to address because you're taking the time to come in to the center here and you know, making use of so many different types of workouts, which is so great. You look great, you're feeling great, and oftentimes mothers, not even when they're pregnant, but they just feel guilty about taking that time. So I think it's really important to almost set that intention when you exercise, that you're doing the best thing for yourself and your baby and everyone around you.
Great, thank you.
Fresh